Are you ready for your March 2022 market update? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Lewis, your educator agent with eXp Realty, and today I'm going to bring you your market updates for Prosper, Frisco, Salina, and all of Collin County. But first, before I do, you know what I need you to do? Y'all go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That way you will know all about these updates and everything else that I'm telling you about the far North Dallas suburbs, which still, in my opinion, is the place to be. Let's hop into it. Okay, y'all, so March was another record-breaking month in the market, and I'm going to share with you the data, the actual number of homes sold and days on market and things like that, but make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to give you some perspective as a listing agent because I am noticing a little bit of a shift in the market. And I do think that it's due to interest rates and a lot of other things that are happening. So make sure that you stay with me to the end. And hey, if you are thinking about relocating to the far North Dallas suburbs, or if you already live here, you're just interested, maybe even tossing out the idea of getting your home sold because we still are in a seller's market, or want to know what it looks like to buy, make sure that you reach out to me. My email address is rosemary@rosemarylewis.com. I have a team of agents now that I'm working with, the Rosemary Lewis Group. We would be so honored to just have a conversation to see exactly what your needs are and explore how we can help you. So be sure to reach out to us. Now, let's get into the market update. So in Prosper, y'all, we had 104 homes come to market. The average days on market was 4. The average sales price was $875,000 and 73 homes were sold in Prosper. Now, let's talk about Frisco. Now, if you are not familiar with the footprint of Frisco as opposed to the footprint of Prosper, Frisco is a little bit larger, so we're always going to see a few more homes sold there. So in Frisco, we had 366 homes that were sold. Market days were still 4. The average sales price was $700,450. I'm going to talk about that in a minute because the average sales price was lower than Prosper, and the number of homes sold were 242. Now, one thing that I want to say about Frisco, Texas, as opposed to Prosper. Yes, the price of home, the average price of homes were higher in Prosper than they were in Frisco. But generally, if I put the same home, same builder, same square footage in Frisco and in Prosper, the home in Frisco is generally going to be a little bit more expensive. Again, the reason why that average sales price is a little lower is because the footprint of Frisco is much larger. So there are a lot more communities, a lot more homes that are going into that average sales price. So I do want you to keep that in mind if for whatever reason you're trying to decide, do I want to be in Frisco or Prosper based on the price point. Now let's talk about Salina, y'all. When I first moved to Texas, Salina seemed so far away, but you know what? Once you build it, they will come, and we are coming to Salina as well. Now in Salina, we had 115 new listings come to market. The average days on market was slightly more with 5 days on market in March. The average sales price was $675,409 and the homes sold were 79. Now let's talk about Collin County as a whole. As a whole, Collin County saw 1,672 new listings. Average days on market was 5. The average sales price was $540,000 and the number of homes sold was 1,287. Now, I know what you're thinking. Rosemary, I thought you said that you were seeing a little bit of shift in market. This report seems pretty similar as it did in February. And yes, the numbers are still trending that way, but let me tell you what I noticed. I had a few listings that came to market in March, and keep in mind, most of the homes that closed in March went under contract in February, okay? And what happened, y'all, between February and March and now April? Interest rates have started to go up. So for many buyers, their buying power has decreased because when interest rates go up, that means that their debt to income ratio and all of those things are affected. So someone who very well may have been approved for a home at $600,000 in February based on a rate of about 2.5% to 3%, when the rates go up a bit, now that $600,000 approval has likely decreased, okay? And I've seen it decrease as much as $50,000. So that's number one tip. If you are a buyer holding a pre-approval and you're shopping at a price point based on what rates were a couple months ago, yes, there's still opportunity for you. And I just want to point out, like, the rates right now are pre-pandemic rates. They are not crazy at all. Definitely not as high as it was when I bought my first house almost 20 years ago. But you do need to talk to your lender just to see how your purchasing power has been affected. And speaking of that, let me tell you what I've noticed on my listings. I have noticed that normally when we go to market on like a Thursday, like usually, like I have been getting many offers on Thursday, then Friday, then Saturday, and just tons and tons of offers to go through. Well, what I've noticed is while we still find ourselves in multiple offers after the weekend, buyers are appearing to be a little bit gun shy, right? A little bit hesitant, and I do think that rates are affecting that. So yes, sellers, this is still definitely a great market to sell in. There is a lot of profitability there, but understand, I want y'all to kind of realign your expectations a little bit, because now the purchasing power of buyers are looking a little different. I think that we saw a little bit more of an aggressive buyer when rates were at 2%, as opposed to now rates are almost double that, 2.5%. Some people are seeing double and more than that. So we are seeing a little bit of a shift. It's still a very, as you can see, the March numbers show us, it's still a very high energy demanding market. There are definitely a need for more housing. So if for whatever reason you don't love your home, it's not gonna be your forever home, this is probably a time you really want to think about it, because as rates go up, the aggressiveness of buyers may go down. So I don't want to scare you, but again, I'm always here to just let you know what I see in market in terms of the market updates, and also giving you real-time feedback as to what I'm seeing with my actual clients. Now, if you made it to the end of this video and you are not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing with your life? Go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment, okay? If you're a realtor serving any market, like, is it the same as it is in Dallas? I'm curious to know what your average sales price is. Is it going up? Is it going down? And are y'all seeing things shift a little bit with the rates going up? And if you have, again, any specific questions about your home, or just would like to explore what it would look like to become a homeowner, go ahead onto my website, rosemarylewis.com. You can click the buyer tab or the seller tab at the top, whichever one pertains to you, and someone from my team will get with you right away, and we'll be around to help. Y'all have a good one.